The South African Social Security Agency, SASSA, says some grant beneficiaries will receive their August payments on a separate fourth payment day instead of during the normal 3-day payment cycle. The agency stressed that grant reviews are a legal requirement to ensure social assistance reaches only qualifying beneficiaries and to protect the integrity of the system. For more on this, we're joined by the Head of Communications at SASSA, Dr Paseka Letsatsi. Dr. Letsatsi, good evening. Thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it. By implication of the announcement by the agency, it means that, logical extension, that there are potentially those who are receiving SASSA grants who may not be, beneficiaries or who may not be qualifying beneficiaries. Is that the case? And if so, to what extent is that a problem?
Good evening, Oliver, and thanks for having me. I think I may just have to explain that, yes, indeed, you are quite right. There may be beneficiaries who are receiving or who may be receiving the grant when they're not supposed to. And I just want to put the viewers at ease that, for an example, you come and apply a grant at SASSA office, you get approved because at that time when you come to SASSA's office to make an application, you don't have any source of income. However, 2 or 3 months down the line, your condition can change. You can get employed or your financial situation can change. It is in this instance where we request beneficiaries to come and explain the flow of funds in the account in terms of why there's a certain amount of money which has been coming into the account for a period of 3 months. So that's all what we have to do as an organization.
Okay, so it's not as though they are ghost recipients, so to speak.
Not necessarily that they are ghost experience. It's basically on the condition that changes of an individual. We see that we go into an account of an individual. The person came to us, they said they're not working. They gave us a 3 months bank statement, which shows that there's no amount of money flowing. But when we go to the credit bureau, unfortunately, Oliver, we find that the person went to lend money. And when you lend money, they would ask the proof that, one, you are working, and secondly, the amount of money which you are getting a month, so that they are able to process the loan that you want. And in that instance, we find that the person went to the loan sharks or he went to get loan somewhere. And when they asked all those documents, that person submitted that. But when they came to us, they submitted the bank statements, which basically indicate that they've got zero amount in their account.
Okay, so you're once again going to rely on bank statement documentation to make this audited assessment. Am I understanding that correct?
You are 100% correct. When you come and make an application, we want a 3 months bank statement, which shows that basically you are not employed and there's no amount of money flowing into account. But there are people, Oliver, if I may just mention this quickly, those who are trying to beat or cheat the system. When they come to us and we request documentation, they would give us a 3 months bank statement of a particular bank. And when we go into that bank, would find there's no money. However, when they go and make loans somewhere, they would open an account somewhere where actually if they are employed, the money is flowing. So they try to cheat the system. However, we just want to warn the public that where we are currently, our system is such that when I punch your ID number, it will be able to tell me that you've got 3 bank accounts and in one account there's money which is flowing into your account.
So then why don't you just rely on that? Why do you have to then require them to physically come and present these documents?
We would want them to come and present themselves to a SASSA office, because you might find that the person can say, I got 20,000 in my account because my granddaughter gave me money. That money was meant for the burial. I'm just making an example. Or that money was given to me because there were some changes which were made into the house. So my daughter or whoever gave me the 20,000 to make sure that there are renovations which are done in the house. However, in some instances, we would want to find out that why there is a consistent 20,000 flowing into account for 3 months. Who's giving you that amount of money?
Yeah, I want to raise something that one of our producers raised in preparation for this. The concept of, say, a spousal allowance or a girlfriend or boyfriend allowance, which might be consistent money. The figure might vary from month to month, but it's consistent, and it flows from the same account into one account, and it might seem like generated income. That might well end if and when the relationship ends. Is that something that would disqualify someone?
Not necessarily. I mean, there's a process which we go through when you come and make an application. And I think you may have to explain. That's why you are explaining very clearly, Oliver, and someone may say it's an allowance from a partner, which is not necessarily someone that you are married to. Then would then be able to explain to a SASSA official who would then be able to take you through the process. However, if we write a letter to you or we communicate with you via an SMS to say, please present yourself at the SASSA office, do not ignore that message, because if you ignore it, we will be left with no option but to delay the payment and subsequently suspend or stop the grant permanently.
Yeah, Dr. Letsatsi, thank you so much for your time on this. Really do appreciate it. Dr. Letsatsi is the spokesperson for the South Africa Social Security Agency, SASSA.